I don't know much about Baldur's Gate 3. All I know is it's based on Dungeons & Dragons, which I also know very little about. When the game first dropped, almost exactly 3 years ago from the release of this video, I watched one trailer and some dude was railing a moose or something. I'm Canadian, but I'm not that Canadian.
Oh my god,
They say first impressions matter, and they are not kidding. I was immediately no longer interested. But then, this game won the Game Awards. Like, the whole thing.
Baldur's Gate 3! Baldur's Gate 3! Baldur's Gate 3! Baldur's Gate 3! Baldur's Gate 3!
Every game I played 3 years ago lost to Baldur's Gate 3, and I'll admit, I was part of that counterculture saying it can't be that good. No game can be that good. Well, by the request of literally hundreds of you on my YouTube channel, we're gonna give it a shot for the very first time completely blind. No online guides, no outside help, and no previous knowledge of Dungeons & Dragons. We are going to find Baldur and open or close that goddamn gate. For the third time. I assume you do it in every game, but let's launch it for the very first time and find out. We awake in a vampire castle or something made of intestines, and some squid dude levitates over to a pond of tadpoles and puts one inside this orc lady's eyeball. No, I'm not looking. He then does the exact same thing to me, and after wiping the vomit off of my keyboard, we can now create our character. This is literally like deciphering a foreign language for me. I don't know what any of this shit means. Luckily, I'm not completely lost. What little D&D experience I have stems from one of my favorite TV shows, Community. There are 2 D&D episodes for this show, one of which got removed for a hate crime, but the other is still accessible online. Season 5, Episode 10, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Jonathan Banks and David Cross are father and son, and for visitation rights of the family, they duke it out in a campaign designed by Abed.
What is it about Dungeons & Dragons that suddenly leapt out at you at age 60?
Dungeons. It'd be the dungeons.
The character sheets are barely visible in the show. However, these props were auctioned off for charity, and we can get some much clearer pictures. Allow me to introduce my character for this run, Tiny Nuggins.
I'm Tiny Nuggins, a thief, and the rest is gibberish.
Mr. Nuggins is a halfling thief who likes punching people in the heart. I did my best to match the exact stats and build from the show. In this game, though, you're given more points than what was used in Community, so I increased everything by 1. There's also no thief class, so I went for a rogue with a criminal background. The fuck? Genitals default? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
All right, keep that hidden, I guess. That is fucking jump scare, holy shit. I then try and get Tiny Nuggins as close as I can visually to Jonathan Banks.
Walter, put your dick away, Walter.
I then have to create a guardian. I have no fucking clue what this means. It's not described anywhere what this is actually about, so I just settle on this random pink-haired orc muscle mommy. Oh my god, that is a big fucking dude. I mean, big woman. We then see a cutscene, and like usual, I have no idea what's going on. Is that a fucking an octopus spaceship? What the hell is this? He's Thanos snapping them. Oh, it's one of the characters I could have picked to play as. This orc lady. Is she an orc? She doesn't have the tusks, though. Maybe that's racist. I just assumed because she was green, she was an orc. Oh my god, we're in Morrowind. Oh my god, it's Tiny Nuggins. There he is. I kind of fumble around and try and figure out how to play for 20 minutes or so.
I feel better.
Why am I British? Tiny Nuggins then fingers a brain, and moments later, I'm jumped by the green orc lady from the starting cinematic, who I guess, thinks I'm on the Squid Guy's team. We have some weird brain meld, probably from the parasite, and she lets Tiny Nuggins keep his head another day. With her now in our party, we're introduced to the combat system. It's a bit complex for a first-time player, but I get the hang of the basics pretty quick. The only isometric game I've ever played before Baldur's Gate was Fallout 1, and this is miles more accessible, so you're not going to hear me complain. I know how bad it can get. This game honestly does a pretty good job teaching new players the basics. I didn't struggle too much. We eventually stumble into a chamber with a bunch of people, one of which is conscious. I try my best to save her, but my tall, strong orc mommy yells at me to move on, and Tiny Nuggins is a good boy and does what he's told. I did honestly look around for a solution. I rolled my first die to pick a lock. That was exhilarating. We then head to the helm of the flying foreskin spaceship and find Squidward with all his tentacles all over this demon guy's face. I guess we're in some kind of hell dimension, and the lesser of the two evils is the squid guy, so we help him cut down the demons. Eventually we get to the console, but a dragon blows up the front of the ship. I was a little confused on this because I thought the dragons were friendly in the intro cinematic, but the suction cups stick together and somehow we teleport out. We wake up on a beach and need to survey our surroundings, and I did something I probably shouldn't have. Who is this? Oh shit, that's the lady we didn't save from the ship. She's not gonna be happy with us. Maybe we need to shoot her. I think she's gonna attack us, but we could get like a sneak attack off here. Can't I? I sneak?
Softer than a whisper.
And then I do like, don't I have backstab somewhere? Backstab, sneak attack. Oh!
Pick to fight. The consequences are hardly surprising.
I mean, I basically killed her, didn't I? Flourish. Moron. Nice try. Holy shit, this person had a lot of fucking stuff. Revive a companion? Oh shit, was this person a companion? Well, they're not dead. Okay, now they're dead. I mean, I'm gonna take all this stuff. Why would I not? Oh, she's naked. Just like Skyrim, sorry.
Better stay back.
What? High ground rules. Positioning is important. It's over, Intellect Hour. I have the high ground. Oh my god! That does so much damage. What? Oh shit, I'm dead. Fuck. Oh my god, my last autosave was 9 million years ago. Why was that so hard? Maybe that person that I killed wasn't supposed to be killed. Okay, so she was definitely not supposed to be killed. Well, I mean, blessing in disguise that I died to that fucking squib or whatever these mine dogs are called. It's worth it to note my editor has played Baldur's Gate many times, so she's probably reacting the same way as most of you. Anyway, that was a mistake, very narrowly avoided. I do like that Baldur's Gate lets you kill people, and she has this orb thing, which is probably important later and gets transferred to your inventory if you do actually kill her. With my epic rogue powers, I'm able to pick this lock on the door. Probably got pretty lucky here. You need a 20, which I assume is the hardest to hit, but Tiny Nuggins is just built different. There's a dungeon beyond here and our very first environmental checks.
Built for the living. Perception
Failed. You know, I don't know if I like that. It kind of just very clearly says that there's something here. Oh! Luckily, we find this secret ladder and scamper back out to the surface.
Tiny Nuggin scampers into the jungle.
Hey, pal, I didn't scamper in the jungles of Nicaragua. I'm not going to do it now.
Tiny Nuggins and Shadowmere explore a bit more around the downed ship. Turns out there's several others who are on it willing to join our party. One guy is stuck in a portal and is a wizard. Another one is this vampire twink dude who immediately pounced on my Tiny Nuggins. I guess I shouldn't say he's a vampire, I don't know for sure, but the red eyes and sharp teeth make me think so. We find a nearby town that is under siege by goblins, and we do the best we can to defend the people inside. We're eventually able to take down all the goblins and break up a fight between these two chuds. How about we cool these hot tempers and talk through things calmly?
And who the hell are you again?
Okay, that's not very nice. Apparently, there's a bit of an internal strife strife in this settlement. There's a clan of druids worshipping this strange idol and are about to kick out everyone from the town, which will leave most of the people here defenseless. We walk around the town, try and explore some side quests, and stumble across this little thief trying to sell some junk to me. I'm able to use my epic sleight of hand skills to identify her swindler's trick, but somehow she's still able to steal all my shit. She says if I want my stuff back, I have to talk to her boss. Her boss is in this little crack in the wall, which I think only small-sized people can enter, so it's a unique questline only possible due to Tiny Nuggins' stature. Anyway, this mole character gives me my stuff back, but tells me if I want to help the little people of this town, I should steal the druid idol. That sounds funny, and of course I want to help my tiny brothers out, but this proves a little harder than anticipated. If you walk up and yoink the idol, surprise, the druids aren't too happy about that.
The time has come. Remove the outsiders.
What's happening? Also, how did they not see me take the idol? I literally just walked up and took it. Jesus Christ. Oh! Hey guys. Okay. New plan. I remember talking to an older lady in the town who said she could help me with my infection. She also sold an invisibility potion, which I figure I can use like my favorite RPG Skyrim and yoink the idol without anyone noticing. On the way there, I also run into this little guy.
I kicked the shit out of this squirrel, bro. Oh my god, I almost failed it.
Kick his ass. Tiny Nuggins. Boom! Oh my fucking god. Turns out my invisibility plan doesn't work out that well either. I guess the NPCs in this game are a bit smarter than I thought. Okay, plan 3. Use my new wizard friend's mage hand to pick up the idol and chuck it at us.
The Outlander serves
God.
Zevlor.
Takes a few tries for me to figure out how this ability works, but eventually I'm able to toss it over to Shadowheart as we make our escape. A few of our comrades fall in this epic battle, but Tiny and the Twink make it out alive. After taking a beating, we return to our fallen friends' bodies, and Gale's ghost shows up, asking us to do some insane shit to bring him back to life. He says it's very important that he doesn't die, and has a very, very, very complex method of revival, but it's free, so whatever. Oh my fucking god, this has to be a joke. No way you have to remember all this. We perform the damn ritual, which took me like 10 minutes to figure out, and we head back into the settlement to gaze upon our aftermath. Yeah, this looks like we maybe massacred the town a little bit. It's not looking great. Will. Oh, this was the guy who was doing all the cool shit in the first cutscene. And this guy had these 3 items, which I assume means he was a potential companion I could have gotten. Take that, take that, take that. Thank you for your sacrifice, Will. We try and turn the idol into Mole, but it just doesn't work for some reason. Further down the cavern, we see the rest of the refugees getting their ass beat by the druids, and we follow suit soon after once we get 1v4'd by their head boss lady. All right, let's see. Long rest. You cannot What is happening? Complete 2 journal updates. The surviving tieflings have left the grove. They won't need your help now. We weren't able to return the idol to Mole. I tried. What are we talking about? That was all I did. That was the whole purpose I did that. I went there. What? Oh my god, what is happening? We literally saved right here. Okay, Mole, hello. Mole, where are you? I have the idol.
I knew they wanted us.
What am I supposed to do? I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna continue with the main story. This shit's pissing me off already. I am 4 hours deep right now, and I'm starting to get tilted. I worked so hard to try and get this unique questline to work, and it just crumbled in my hands. I don't know if it's bugged. I don't know if I did something wrong. I feel like I did exactly what the quest asked. Steal the idol and return it to Mole, and it just won't let me.
Are we losing?
I decided to take a break and come back fresh the next day. I head back to the first dungeon at the very start of the game and get instantly blown up. Oh my fucking god, insta-dead, everybody, fantastic, awesome. fantastic start to the day. I'm back here to explore more of the starting area, specifically to see if I can find any more companions, since the vampire twink basically is my exact character build. The orc mommy and I got separated when the ship crashed, and I figure she's around here somewhere. I just have to find her.
I will find you!
Lo and behold, my intuition was right. She's been captured in some kind of trap, surrounded by goons. Okay. Free Laziel. We learn a few things from this conversation. One, she's not an orc, but a girth Yankee, which sounds like a hilarious way to describe wide Americans. Two, her people were previous slaves of the Mind Flayer, so they are well aware of how to get rid of the parasites. Three, she's an elite warrior of her clan, and if we allow her to travel in our party, she will ensure we're all healed. By far, the most useful follower we've come across. Unfortunately, her contact was slaughtered in our misadventures to secure the idol. She's not super happy about that, but says we can still find her people by looking ourselves. I learned how to rest in this game, which is pretty damn important. Talking with your party is also useful too, and can progress their individual quest lines.
What the hell is going on with this guy?
Right now, the consensus seems to be that everyone is suspicious how we're not dead yet. We should be feeling the symptoms of the worm in our eyeball, but if anything, we're actually getting more powerful. Well, since we massacred an entire settlement, we're out in the world looking for side quests. I help this band of adventurers with a wounded ally, find out I'm a true soul, whatever the fuck that means, and we disgustingly pull the worm out of this guy's head and stash it in our pocket for a snack later, I guess. We also help these poor people avenge their comrade against the beast that killed it, an owlbear. This fight was honestly not too hard. After killing the big boy, the little baby comes up all sad.
Looks from you.
Aw, don't make me.
Mother.
Aw, man, now I feel bad.
A single strike will end his suffering.
Oh no, it's crying. Okay, well, we needed revenge against the big one. We don't need revenge against the little one. But if it interferes with my looting, then it's gonna die.
You watch, speechless, as the cub begins to...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Not too long later, we find a goblin city and get our shit hassled by a guard. We can use our true soul power to mind control it, essentially, and it lets us get in. There's a few things to do in this settlement, but not much. We can free a gnome trapped on a windmill by some goblin bullies. We can also head down a well and into a spider nest. I think I spent over an hour and a half down here clearing it out. The amount of times I died and how to reload was unreal.
What happened? Did I miss it? Bonus action, push. Ah. Oh, we're not doing well, bro. It just keeps summoning these spiders. I just can't keep up with all these little guys. Critical hit on Gale. Awesome. Triple critical hit. Yeah, okay, cheers. Excuse me? Okay, so this definitely has advantage because its back is turned. And it missed. Awesome. Miss. Holy shit. Uh-oh. I could do this. Miss. Awesome. 5 damage. Oh my god, we only need 5 more. Miss. Oh my god, are we stupid? Oh my god. We got it. Oh my god, it's over. There better be some good-ass fucking reward here. This boss fight was not easy at all. There's fucking dark amethyst. What is this? What is that? Is that like a quest item or something? Was I supposed to do a quest before going down here?
After the spider fiasco, I'm able to sway the loyalties of some of the town's guard.
20! I need a 20! Jesus Christ. Oh! Oh my god, look at that. What a roll. I gotta get a screenshot of that. God damn.
The ogres give me a horn I can blow to summon them. Around this area, we also find another goblin settlement. This time, I need to rub shit on my face to get in.
Smear the dung across your face. It's not your first time. Okay.
Nice. As soon as we make it inside, we get forced down to the ground by something using our brainworm to speak with us. A woman commands us to obey her and meet with her 3 emissaries to find something called a prism. Shadowheart uses this glowing orb thing to dissipate the shadow and tells us she works for a god named Shar. I don't know if this is supposed to be a big reveal. I have no fucking clue who the god of Sharts is, but Gale doesn't like it. One of the few things I think Avowed did well was its in-game glossary. You could just hover over words you didn't recognize. For a player like me that's going in blind and restricting myself from using the internet, you have no idea how confusing this is, especially since I don't know jack shit about D&D. This is like explaining Star Wars glup shittos to someone who's never seen any of the movies. Pull up a chair. Let's talk about a Man for 2 hours and see how you feel. He's canon. He's in the comic books. He's in Return of the Jedi. What do you mean you have no idea who he is? This is common ball knowledge for Star Wars fans. Look, I don't think it would be such a big issue if they let me expand on it within the dialogue. Most of the options all assume I know who Shar is or who Gale's god is. I don't. I would like to learn and talk more about it, but even in the camp, the game doesn't give me that option, which in turn restricts the amount of immersion I can feel. On the topic of camp, I was also almost killed in the middle of the night by my green queen. I actually let her kill me because I didn't think the game would let me, and it definitely did. She goes on a rampage and terrorizes the entire camp. That's kind of cool. So I reloaded my save and persuaded her not to chop my head off, and she agrees. For now. While I sleep, I have a vision of my guardian. Not really sure who or what she is, but she tells me to embrace the parasite and give in to the power it provides. I do just that and absorb another grub. This leads me to some new ability menu with some interesting bonuses. Okay. Let's head back to the city where I had to smear shit on my face to get in. Another true soul here, Priestess Gut.
Whoa. Pause.
Brands me with an iron tong, which lets me flash off a gang sign of the cult of the Absolute. She offers to rip the tadpole out of my head and offers me a potion. I get roofied and wake up in a sex dungeon in her basement. Fortunately, Tiny Nuggins is a little sneaky bastard and is able to slip out unseen. Unfortunately for the priestess, I return with my friends and blow her shit up. Inside her basement, there's a temple which borders onto a vast fungal dungeon. As soon as we step into the center, this demon dude shows up.
Hello there.
He takes us to his manor and taunts us and then lets us go. I'm gonna be honest, not 100% sure what the purpose of that guy was, but I assume he'll show up later. Let's just speedrun what happens down here. We find a cool sword in a stone, get Freddy Fazbeared by a rock salamander thing. Oh. There's a fucking fish here. Find a strange abandoned underground town, get ambushed by dwarves who we offer to catch a slave for, interact with this weird fungal lord, help a woman find her husband, talk with this fat fuck, get our brains scanned by a friendly Squidward who informs us our tadpole is special and mutated in some degree, and last but not least, speak to the Sovereign Spa, who asks us for our aid to take down the dwarves who have been slaughtering his people. First of all, let me say these plant dudes are fucking sick. They look so cool and they remind me of my favorite race in Endless Legend, the Mycera. I love the symbiotic vibe and the colors of some of these NPCs. It's just stunning. Of course, I'm gonna side with them if I can. My new strategy is to fight dirty because Tiny Nuggins can get 2 attacks off. One to initiate combat and then one again when the combat officially starts. I did 60 damage to a dude immediately. This fight was a little tricky, but Tiny Nuggins and the squad were able to clean it up by the skin of their teeth. When I long rest to heal up, I get another dream from my guardian. I'm starting to suspect this is the parasite talking to me because she's so adamant that I keep the worm in my skull. She confirms what the Squidward guy says. Our tadpole is different and it's protected by some magic shield. She also says she was an adventurer like us, but was also infected. I'm not really sure what to believe, to be honest. Plant Boy is happy we were able to slaughter the dwarves who cut up his family, but he has another thing to ask of us. He wants us to cut the dwarves out at the root and kill a dark elf named Nair. Nerevarine reference? We also give an antidote to the slave that ran away from the dwarves, and in return she gives us a pair of boots. These will be useful in a moment because to get to the Nerevarine, we have to show them to the dwarves guarding the entrance to be let in. Right now, though, we are in this cool-ass underground city. It's full of religious statues, cool gears, and mechanical systems. This is probably the coolest area I've been in. This temple is also littered with the corpses of dark justiciars, who I know from Shadowheart's story are the elite soldiers of Shart. Not too long later, I also find an idol belonging to the same god. Maybe Shadowheart will finally tell me who or what it is. One thing that's pretty neat in this area is a place called the Adamantine Forge. It takes a bit of puzzle solving to get there, and I again find out how useful Mage Hand is.
Whoa, this area looks pretty cool.
There's some puzzle solving involved here to get the forge up and running. I find an amulet that makes me nonstop laugh and get my ass kicked a few times.
This is the special amulet spell. Oh my god. What the fuck just happened?
Eventually, though, I find my way to some ore and head over to the furnace to power it up.
Uh-oh. It's a Dwemer Centurion. Uh-oh. That does not look good. Oh. Wait, how do I kill this? I just wanted a cool, like, weapon. Oh, cool. A miss. Oh, yeah. Sure. No. That's what I wanted. I want her to go right in the oh my fucking god. It's a disaster. Critical hit for 3 damage. Yeah. Get me out of here. Get me out. Get me out. We're not doing this.
Yeah, clearly I can't fight that guy yet. I decide to head back and explore some more. At some point, I also tried to sleep and Mr. Twink tried to eat me, wasn't interested in getting sucked off without consent, and shoved a piece of wood into the bastard's heart. Everyone in my camp was happy he was dead, so maybe you're supposed to do that. Next thing we need to do is find the Nerevarine, who's buried under some rocks. Low-key, though, we kind of need him dead, so we just wait out the clock and do some side content.
All right, Gale, blow this up.
On my honor.
A few hours later, I head back, and he's there on the ground, dead as bricks. We, borrow his head and loot his body, which has some insane stuff on it. We return the head to the plant people, they're happy, and bada bing bada boom, it's Jover. We move back onto the main quest, which wants me to go up this elevator to proceed, but it won't let me for some reason.
All right, this is the first time I think I have felt legitimately lost on what I'm supposed to do. There's a druid guy, and it's right here on this elevator, but I can't go up the elevator.
Doesn't work.
So I don't really understand what I'm supposed to do next.
Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck here and just bumble around for an hour or two looking for other leads. Problem is, I've killed almost half the people who can help me find the cure with that fiasco at the start of the game, so I'm a little aimless just doing odd jobs here and there. Without much direction, I decide to call it here for day 2. I'm warming up to Baldur's Gate for sure. I don't like missing attacks, obviously, I don't think anyone does, but I feel like I miss those high certainty shots 50% of the time. If you aggregated my stats, I'm confident this game is cheating. Regardless, after day 1, I probably would have refunded the game if I wasn't a YouTuber, but after today, after day 2, I'm thoroughly enjoying my time. I'm over 14 hours deep right now, and although I'm dog shit at the game and have no idea what I'm doing, my tiny nuggins are warming up to it. But before we jump into day 3, allow me to take a brief second to thank the sponsor of this video, FlexiSpot. If you're anything like me, you spend way too much time sitting at your desk. Between recording videos, editing, streaming, and just everyday computer use, I'm easily in a chair for 8 to 10 hours a day. After putting up with a mediocre office chair that I had to use a blanket for just to be comfortable, I finally decided it was time for an upgrade, and FlexiSpot reached out with their new C7 Max ergonomic chair. The biggest thing I've noticed is how adjustable it is. The headrest, backrest, seat depth, and armrest all can be dialed in to fit your exact body, while the lumbar support is designed to support both your lower back and your sacrum, which makes those long editing sessions a lot more comfortable. The memory foam and latex seat cushion is also surprisingly supportive, and between the reclining backrest, footrest, and roomy seat, it's one of the few office chairs I've actually found comfortable enough to sit in all day. If you're looking to upgrade your setup, the C7 Max comes with a 30-day risk-free return policy and a 10-year warranty. Use my code C750 in the link in the description to get $50 off your order. And if you're after something a little bit more budget-friendly, check out the C5. Or if you want FlexiSpot's latest ergonomic upgrades, take a look at the new C7 Morpher. Huge thanks to FlexiSpot for making today's video possible and sponsoring the channel. Day 3 begins with me getting railed in the behind by this freaky-ass Cyclops alien thing. Takes me about half an hour to figure out a way to kill it, but when I do, the resummoned dudes it leaves behind are freed from their trance. Unfortunately, this chud isn't too happy. I have already discovered the adamantium forge that his expedition party have been searching for years. He attacks me and gets his shit rocked pretty fast. Close by, I guess, is someone from that same search party, but this guy had a note mentioning that the Guardian of the Forge that beat my cheeks not too long ago can be felled by the massive hammer in the middle. Slight time jump, but I do indeed use this knowledge to take down the Dwemer Centurion inside.
We did it!
My only lead at the moment is from the friendly squid guy who wants me to collect some mushrooms so he can make me a potion for the worm in my skull. These shrooms are located in a mage's tower, which requires some puzzle solving, but my acorn brain is able to figure it out. After grabbing what I need, I head to the top of the tower. I think I read a lore book in here somewhere that let me just be passive with the robots. It had a password. I guess. I feel like this was supposed to be a boss fight, and they just made me the master of the tower and they're just chill. We drink the potion provided by Squidward, and wouldn't you know it, it didn't work. In fact, it made the worm more powerful.
The parasite.
What did he just moan for?
Well, what do I do now? Walk around until I find something to do, I guess. Gale takes this precious moment of downtime to inform me he's a walking nuclear bomb and fucked the god of magic, so that's cool.
What? This guy banged a god?
Oh, yes.
Some paladins say a devil slaughtered a nearby town of people, including a pregnant mother, so I take care of that problem for them. And return with her head.
Hey man, I need the XP.
The next time we go to sleep, Shadowheart is on top of Lae'zel, literally at each other's throats. The artifact Shadowheart used to defend us from the Absolute a few hours ago is actually Gith in origin, and Lae'zel wants it for herself. I'm able to persuade them to stop fighting, and I guess we'll see how that turns out. However, this magical artifact situation will keep popping up. Back in the Goblin camp, we find an orange man trying to speak to a dead Mind Flayer. Shadowheart is worried that they're going to find the artifact in our possession, and we have to mind control Donald Trump into not asking the one specific question that'll get us in trouble. Eventually, he gives up and tells us to meet with his boss in the back. This woman's name is Minthara, and she's got issues.
Or I will silence you forever.
Okay, she seems, mommy.
She wants to wipe out the Cove of Druids, but I have some news for her.
Many of the inhabitants are already dead.
If you played a part in thinning their numbers, I commend your efforts. Together, we will slaughter any who remain. It will fall.
It's already fallen. I'm sorry. There's nothing there.
I actually don't know what will happen if
There's actually not a soul in the entire area.
Oh yeah, I should mention that this was a Friday night, so I was playing in Discord with my friends. They didn't spoil anything for me, but were very eager to watch me play their favorite game.
He is unfortunately going to molest you.
We rescue a clown guy who performs eye surgery on us. He fucks it up so bad he gives us a new eyeball, which lets us see all enemies in stealth. Kinda cool. After all of this, we catch up with our murderous princess, who's fresh off a rampage of killing... who? I mean, literally everyone in that town was dead, but she does recognize that I put in some work there. I mean, it wasn't intentional, but she is really hot and bothered about it.
Through her eyes, you see yourself. Skin.
What the fuck?
With sweat.
Nice.
Bound.
Minthara wishes for me to share her bed tonight.
You are mine.
But I run into a problem soon after.
Smell their blood on you, Stella.
I didn't do anything
I
today.
smell your sweat. I mean to taste it.
Why do both
He
these
also wants to
Yo,
fuck.
both these
you have
women?
Two people.
Yeah. You kill a bunch of people.
I didn't even
slaughter the
kill
innocent.
anybody. They were all
They're
they
hot.
died by the druids. I didn't even do anything.
Yeah, because that wasn't supposed to happen. So it's just everything's just fucked right now.
You're just as far as you can in the evil track right now, and they're horny for it.
Oh my god. Wait, I can't do both.
Minthara approaches me first, but I was not ready for what was about to happen.
Tiny nuggets.
Whoa!
He's got his tiny nuggets out. Whoa! I got saw my fucking wiener shake. Oh my god!
Holy shit!
Jesus Christ!
I think this is the most
Whoa!
graphic sex scene I have ever seen.
Oh my god.
What is happening?
This is illustrative. This is way more than I was expecting. We're watching porn in the fucking beach.
Straight up. What is going on in this game, man?
Yeah, this might be the best game of all time. I take it back. I was literally crying watching this with my friends.
Anyway, my new goth mommy
Invites me into the Absolute's realm at a later date, I assume in the next act. She genuinely seems to be in love with me, which is kind of insane, but I fuck with it. Speaking of insane girlfriends, my green muscle mommy wants a piece of Tiny's nuggins as well.
I want to taste you.
I make my way across a burning town and help out where I can, at least until I discover that these people were raided by a drow and an army of goblins. Sounds like someone I know has been here. Still, Tiny Nuggins isn't about to slaughter a bunch of unsuspecting women.
There are no women with them, are there? I got class.
I do help this one guy escape a burning building and find his dead wife, and he doesn't pay me, so that's fair game in my opinion.
No reward, no money. Fuck this guy.
Out of sync. One.
As we travel a bit further to the north, we spot a dragon. Lysel's people are here, and they blow up a bunch of chuds on a bridge. Lysel recognizes this man as the Queen's right-hand soldier, the Knight Supreme. They're tracking down that prism artifact Shadowheart found, and surprisingly, Lysel plays along with us. They were literally at each other's throats not too long ago, maybe because she loves sniffing my stank. Her words, not mine. I don't know. She just really likes the smell of my sweat. Maybe because she likes me romantically, she doesn't say anything to Supreme Boy here, but we head off into a new area, and I decide that's a good place to call it for the night. My opinions at the end of day 3 have changed drastically from day 1, and it's not just because I got to rail a dark elf. This game's fluidity constantly takes me by surprise. Minus the incident in the grove where I tried to help a fellow tiny individual and the quest didn't let me proceed, everything else I've done feels like the developers created some kind of response for. Minthara, for example, immediately recognizes my work at the Cove, which I didn't do, by the way. They killed themselves. When she goes on the raid the next day, she then comments how I didn't leave much for her to do, reacting to a change in the world that is likely unordinary. My friends in the Discord call, for example, while they were watching me play, stated I was doing things they had never seen before. These guys have played for hundreds of hours, and they're witnessing new things. Somehow. They were careful not to spoil anything for me, but they did tell me the intimate moment I had was without question the most intimate that they'd ever seen in this game. Before we get into day 4, I just want to show you my map of all the main areas I've been to. As you can see, I've explored nearly everything possible in the overworld, Underdark, and the Adamantine Mine area. Also, here's my journal if you're curious about the side content I've completed. We're just about level 6 too. I've done essentially everything I've come across, but videos can only be so long. You may not see a side quest here and there just for the sake of editing. We're just nearly at the 20-hour mark. Not sure how much time is left before we get to Act 2, but I'm running out of stuff to do. The first thing we do in this brand new area is slaughter some woman who's looking for a Githyanki egg. Lysel isn't happy about this, obviously, and we rock her shit. When we approach the temple, we notice my fellow small individuals are being bullied by Lysel's people. This is a difficult decision for Tiny Nuggins, defender of the minuscule. We can't actually do anything in the cutscene, but I will remember this. The whole reason we're here is to get the worm out of our damn head, and we meet with this scientist lady who studies them. Lysel gets comfortable in the definitely not evil alien mouth chair and starts getting zapped. She's my strongest party member, so I tried to see how long she could go, but eventually the machine just explodes. What is this, the 5th time we've tried to remove these things and the 5th time it's failed? I'm starting to think we're not supposed to do it. We walk in on the head inquisitor and the captain of this temple arguing about what to do next. The captain wants to hunt down the mind flayers, but the inquisitor is dead set on finding the artifact. We show the artifact to the captain, but unlike us, she is unable to control it and sends us to the inquisitor. We hand over the artifact, and lo and behold, the queen of the Girth people themselves shows up and starts yapping about what good servants we are. She tells us it's corrupted and a person is living inside it. So, what's a fella like Tiny Nuggins to do other than go inside a mysterious geometric shape? When we do, we are transported into a different plane of reality, one I recognize from my dreams. Inside, I meet my guardian. She tells me the queen wishes to see her dead because she possesses something the queen does not, the power to stop the mind flayers. She's been protecting us from their power the whole time, which is pretty good evidence that my guardian is telling the truth, and I decide to spare her. She then tells us that as soon as we exit this dimension, we are going to be killed by the Girth. We try, unsuccessfully, to tell Lizelle this, but she wants to see firsthand if it's true. Unfortunately, it is indeed true. The Inquisitor was instructed to kill us by the Queen, no matter if we were successful or not. This was a really hard fight. I got out by the hair of my tiny nuggins. Luckily, Gale is able to finish them off, and we heal up as best we can. Unfortunately, outside, the captain is waiting for us with her hounds, and we are way too weak to take her down. I figure there must be an alternate exit out of this place and explore around a bit.
Oh, these statues turn. I wonder if there's a secret exit out of here, maybe.
Eventually, I'm rewarded for my overwhelming genius. After randomly rotating the statues a bunch, a door opens beyond us. There are some traps and puzzles down here to solve, but nothing Tiny Nuggins, Master Thief, can't handle. At the end of the hallway is this odd chamber with a magic mace in a pedestal. As I said, I'm a thief, and I yoink it only to discover it was Indiana Jones rigged to explode.
Uh-oh.
I didn't notice the timer on the right-hand side of the screen the first time, as I was busy admiring my new weapon,
Blood of Lathander. Once per long rest when your hit points reduced.
And kind of exploded everyone in here. Luckily, this can be solved by going into turn-based mode and then destroying these pillar things. The trap has been disarmed, the mace is mine, and more importantly, we can fast travel from inside here and skedaddle away from the captain. I take this opportunity to test my new toy, and god damn. With this new artifact, nothing can stand in my way, especially not that filthy captain who fed my kin to her stupid dogs. Tiny Nuggins doesn't forget, and we literally drop a nuclear bomb on her as penance.
Yeah, all right, there we go. That's a good start. That's what I like to see.
After defeating the captain and her stinky dogs, I head back out to explore the open world. Besides meeting an old acquaintance of Gale's who says he has a message for him from his god-girlfriend Mystra, there's not too much else to do in the zone. The old wizard dude is able to stabilize Gale's ticking magic time bomb and says that Mystra wants him to detonate himself in the presence of the Absolute. It's uncertain if he's going to follow through with this or not, but it's an interesting development. As we head off to the Shadow Cursed lands, we're taken back to camp before we can enter. The Queen's supreme boy is back again, but this time he pledges himself to us. He's apparently been trying to overthrow the Queen for some time, as he knows she doesn't have the knowledge to protect them from the mind flayers, unlike the being inside our orb. I let Lizelle decide what to do with him, and she comes to the same conclusion as the rest of us. She was betrayed by her queen, and her queen may not be as powerful as she thought she was. Oh yeah, we also bang her here too, and it is much more tame than the other scene I had.
Is this like the banging temple? Why are we always in this temple?
We basically just kiss and it fades to black. But hey, nice to know she's in good spirits after being hunted by her people for the rest of her life. We finally enter the Shadowlands, or whatever it's called, and a goblin sent by my goth mommy is here to retrieve us. Apparently, these forests are alive, and we need to carry a torch, or else the shadows will eat us. Sounds wonderful, but perhaps we'll explore this another time. That concludes my 24 hours in Baldur's Gate 3, and if you want to see me tackle Act 2 and maybe even Act 3, let's try and hit 15,000 likes on this video. If you want to see more RPG content just like this, also consider dropping me a subscription. But for now, let's jump into my review of this game after my very first attempt. I'm gonna start with the things I didn't like. First and foremost, I hate those fucking dice. The amount of misses I had on 70 to 80% chance to hits is unreal. The amount of 1s and 2s I've rolled are disproportionately high. Larian Studios is in my fucking walls watching me, tugging the strings to make it harder for me to play. I don't care how schizo this makes me sound. I am positive the RNG is not working correctly. I think the worst string of blunders I had in combat was 5 consecutive misses on 75% plus hit chance attacks. I had people in Discord watching me. I am not crazy. I'm joking around a little bit, not about missing 5 attacks in a row, that actually happened, but about the dice mechanics. I understand that's a huge part of D&D, but man, it feels bad. Maybe it's because I'm a filthy zoomer and didn't really grow up with games like this, but I fucking hate it. Morrowind, I think, was my first video game ever with dice rolling, and I only played that for the first time a year or so ago. I didn't like it in that game, but it's far more manageable compared to Baldur's Gate. It's weird to fail and it not being due to a skill issue. You know what I mean? Like, you can fail and it's not your fault. Winning doesn't feel rewarding, it feels lucky. Losing doesn't feel like you made a mistake, it feels unlucky. I hit 24 hours of playtime, but my actual save file is only about 18. That's 6 hours of reloading saves and repeating the same combat encounters until I got lucky. You know, I know there's things you can do to increase your odds, but sometimes you can just miss 75% attacks in a row. I'd prefer it if the damage was scaled based off of the numbers. Instead of a 10% chance to hit, you do 1 damage. 100% chance to hit is 10 damage. But that's just me. I'm a sky baby chud, so whatever. Another thing I didn't like about the game was the loot diversity. Unless this is another case of Larian Studios living in my walls, I think I saw a single light crossbow drop in my entire 24 hours that was an improvement on the one I was using. Tiny Nuggins saw 1 upgrade to his weapon in about 10 hours and then never again.
This guy had a crossbow. I wonder if he has a unique crossbow.
Oh, I can't use it because I'm not proficient in heavy crossbows. Awesome. Maybe that's just crossbows. Maybe that's just luck. I don't know. The progression from my character sucked balls, though. He was pretty good at the start, but at the point I'm at right now, he is by far and away the weakest member of my roster. All he's good for is busting open locks and deceiving people, just like my uncle. Again, could this be because I based his build off of a TV show? Perhaps. Could it be a skill issue? Almost certainly, but I'm playing with the other members of the party perfectly fine. I understand what items to equip on which people, I know what spells I want to complete a strong team. Tiny Nuggins is just fucking useless. If I can kill my character and just play with pre-made followers, I'm honestly down. This bald freak is just a liability at this point. My final complaint is one I've already voiced in this video a few times. Baldur's Gate 3, for a non-D&D fan, is like listening to straight gibberish. There's no in-game glossary or bestiary. Shar was a big one. I poked and prodded Shadowheart in still 24 hours in. I have no fucking clue what they are the god of. Is it light or is it darkness? Is it holy? Is it evil? Why do people dislike Shar? Why does Gale's god Mystra dislike them? I don't fucking know. Mystra, in my opinion, was Shar done correctly. Gale eventually tells us all about her, how she's the essence of magic, the weave, his relationship. It's perfect. More importantly, it's done very soon after he mentions her name for the very first time. But there's a lot of shit in this game that I don't know. and Baldur's Gate does not answer those questions whatsoever. As far as the lore goes, they are banking hard that you are a fan of the franchise already. Which, I mean, fair enough. It's the third game, but Witcher 3 has a system exactly like what I described, and that's also the third game. Baldur's Gate 3 has a keyword system you can interact with within the game already. I just wish it was implemented within dialogue so you could hover over words you didn't know. It also makes sense in-game because your character already seems to know what all this stuff is. Like, my character definitely knows what Shar is, but for some reason I can't, like the player. Now, I've covered a lot of video game series for the first time on this channel. Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Dark Souls, Two Worlds, KOTOR, Witcher. This is probably my least critical review ever. I really only have those 3 complaints. This game is gas, fire, flames. Holy fuck, is it good? Or what? I can't believe I waited 3 years to finally give it a try. I'll admit, at the start, I was not vibing with it. I write these videos like a journal, so whenever I say something in the script, that's genuinely how I felt at the time I was playing the game. It took about 12 hours for me to warm up to it fully, but god damn, I'm warm, baby. I'm all warmed up. I played 24 hours in 4 days. I could not put this fucking game down after day 2. Holy shit. But instead of me just gushing about it, let me try and articulate myself a little bit better. The story has evolved into a very interesting web of narratives across biomes, settlements, and companions. At the start, I will admit I found it very slow and bland, but the more I played, the more I realized how everything I did was interconnected with something else. Every decision I made, the developers of this game anticipated and changed the story ever so slightly to compensate. Previous winner of the most adaptive story on my YouTube channel was Fallout New Vegas. I played that game for the first time a few months back, and its main quest is extremely malleable. I'm sorry, New Vegas fans, but you've been dethroned. You've been dethroned and exiled. Baldur's Gate 3 takes the cake on that 10 out of 10 times. I can't imagine how much replayability this RPG has. I know it's a lot because when I was playing, my friends, despite their hundreds and hundreds of hours, they were seeing me do things that they had never seen before. I can't say I've ever heard of a video game doing that ever. What an accomplishment and what an experience. Voice acting. Is it good or are they just British? A question North American gamers have pondered for decades. No, it's good. It's very good. I really like how they used all sorts of accents to complement the open world and the variety of characters. Scottish, Irish, Welsh, English, and various subsets within those accents themselves. When I was talking to a goblin, I felt like I was talking to a fucking goblin. When I was talking to an elf or a Githyanki, I felt their superiority complex. The best voice actor in the whole game? For me, it's unquestionably the narrator. I don't know who the fuck she is, where they pulled her from. God, her voice just gives me chills every time she speaks. Again, is it because she's British? Or because she's actually good? I'm more inclined to side with the latter, but let me know in the comments below who your favorite voice actor is. Now, I've already touched on how Tiny Nuggins blows tiny chunks, but the pre-made characters I've used all demonstrate how great the progression is if you know what you're doing. Gale started out straight up garbage and now drops nuclear bombs. Lae'zel can strike twice, doing insane damage to multiple enemies, and Shadowheart is a good mix of both, powerful magic damage along with great utility. Each level with those dudes feels like a huge step up in power. The only comparable isometric game I've played on this channel was Fallout 1, but it wasn't like that at all. There's a small gap between level 1 and level 5 in Fallout 1, but in Baldur's Gate, it's night and day. I really like that. Progression felt really impactful. I know I'm probably just scratching the tip of the iceberg, but Baldur's Gate 3 might be the truest RPG I've ever played in my life. I never liked D&D probably because I'm a shit role player myself, but my dad and brother love it. Our basement literally looks like a wizard's tower full of RPG books and manuals along with the models he uses for campaigns. I want to say my dad's been playing D&D for 40 years and is in some of the top role-playing circles in Canada, specifically the Toronto area. There's a bunch of names of people he's interacted with or played with, but according to my Discord, the most notable is Ed Greenwood, who I guess wrote some of the lore for this video game, which is pretty cool. Again, I'm not really that big into the role-playing scene, but my dad used to get paid to host games. He's a pretty good DM, from my understanding. I think he's pretty well known in the community. Anyway, if you're interested in seeing me tackle Act 2 and maybe even Act 3, let's see if we can hit 15,000 likes on this video. I'll try my best to read through the comments, but please don't spoil this game for me. It's okay to talk about the stuff I already did and what I could have done and what I failed at, but don't talk about anything upcoming if you can help it. Huge thank you to my members who make these videos possible. If you'd like early access to videos, exclusive content and polls, consider joining the channel. It's completely unnecessary, but I appreciate it all the more. Special shout out to Jace, SauceDaddy86, Designated Medic, and AB for the additional support. I've been Frostbreak. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.